English Listening Exercise Plus Quiz. ESL Content Lab.
Listen carefully to the following podcast episode and answer the questions as they appear. Pause and replay as needed.
Welcome back to Wellness Talks, the podcast where we talk about mental health and well-being. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about something that affects many of us. Pet ownership. Having a dog or cat can be a lot of fun, but does it also help with our mental health? To help us understand more, I'm joined by Leanne, a therapist with over 10 years of experience working with people on stress, anxiety, and mental health. Leanne, it's so great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Matt. I'm excited to talk about this topic. Pets are a big part of many people's lives, and they can really make a difference in our mental health.
Definitely. So, to start, can you tell us how having a pet might affect a person's mental health?
Sure. When we think about mental health, we often think about stress, anxiety, and feeling down. Having a pet can help reduce these feelings. For example, when we pet a dog or cat, our bodies release something called oxytocin, which is also called the love hormone. This makes us feel happy and calm. It helps lower the levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Pets also give us something that's very important for mental health, companionship. They're always there for us, and they love us without any judgment. This can be a huge help for people who feel lonely or isolated.
I can definitely relate to that. I know some people who say their pets are like family, and they're always there to cheer them up. But I'm curious, can pets help with more than just feeling less lonely?
Absolutely. Pets can have a positive impact on our mental health in many ways. For example, they give us a reason to get out of bed each morning. If you have a dog, you need to take it for walks. This routine can give you structure, which is really helpful for people who are feeling down or stressed. It can also motivate you to stay active, which helps improve mood and overall well-being.
That makes a lot of sense. So, it's not just about feeling good in the moment, but having a reason to keep going each day. I've also heard that pets can help with things like anxiety. How do you think that works?
Yes, pets can be a great help with anxiety. Just spending time with a pet can reduce anxiety levels. For example, when you pet a dog or cat, it's calming. The act of focusing on them and being present with them can take your mind off of your worries. In addition, knowing that your pet depends on you can create a sense of purpose, which can help with feelings of anxiety.
I imagine that sense of purpose is really important. But is there ever a downside to pet ownership when it comes to mental health?
That's a good question, Matt. Having a pet does come with responsibility, and that could be stressful for someone who is already feeling overwhelmed. Pets need care, and sometimes that responsibility can feel like a burden. However, for most people, the positive effects of having a pet, like the comfort, routine, and companionship, outweigh the stress.
Right, it's definitely something that depends on the person. So, it sounds like pets can be a big help for people dealing with mental health challenges, but it's important to think about how much care they can handle. What about the type of pet? Do dogs and cats have different effects?
Great question. Dogs are often seen as more active and social, so they tend to encourage more physical activity, like going for walks. This can be really good for people who need a little extra motivation to move or get outside. Cats, on the other hand, are generally more independent. They can be a good choice for people who prefer a quieter, less demanding companion. Both animals can be helpful, but it depends on the person's lifestyle and needs.
It's interesting how different pets can help in different ways. I'm sure a lot of people listening are thinking about their own pets right now and how they make them feel. Before we finish up, do you have any advice for people who are considering getting a pet for mental health reasons?
I think it's important to remember that pets can be a wonderful source of comfort and companionship, but they are also a responsibility. It's great to get a pet if you're ready for the commitment and if you have the time and energy to care for them. If you're feeling unsure, it might help to start by volunteering at an animal shelter or spending time with a friend's pet. That way, you can get a sense of what it's like to care for a pet before making a decision.
That's solid advice, Leanne. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your insights. It's clear that pets can have a big impact on our mental health, whether they're helping us feel less lonely, more active, or just offering comfort when we need it.
Thank you, Matt. It's been a pleasure to talk about this, and I hope it encourages people to think about how their pets might be helping them more than they realize.
And thank you to everyone listening. If you've got a pet at home, take a moment today to appreciate the positive impact they have on your life. We'll see you next time on Wellness Talks. Until then, take care of yourselves and your furry friends.
Like and subscribe below for more English learning content.